Welcome to Capitalized Wellness. I'm Helen Reid. Today we'll be doing a gentle beginner's practice. We'll be focusing on our back body. All you need is a mat and, if you like, a couple of blocks. And when you're ready, just find a seated, comfortable position, sitting on your heels today, or if you like, you might like to sit in between your knees or prop yourself up with a block, but whatever feels right for you this morning. And as you come into this hero's pose, seated position, just take a moment to close your eyes. We'll spend a few moments coming into our body with a little bit of breath work or pranayama, so we can really feel into our practice today. You might want to place your hands on your thighs, facing down or facing up, whatever feels most comfortable for you today. We'll start with a practice where we are filling up our body with our breath, taking a third of a breath in, pausing, another third breath into our chest and pausing, and then filling up the rest of the lungs into our collarbones with the final third breath. And then when we let this breath go, this first round, letting it out through the mouth and relaxing into the body. And breathing in again, a third into the belly, into the chest, into the upper chest, shoulders, collarbones. Letting it go again, releasing through the mouth, relaxing into our body. And practicing this one more time. A third of the breath into the belly, into the middle chest and lungs. And the final third breath into upper chest, shoulders, collarbones. Pausing, and this time letting it out through your nose and relaxing into your body. And sitting in stillness here for a moment. If you'd like to set an intention for your practice today, please set your intention now. Forward onto the hands, releasing any props that you might have had, and coming back onto your heels. You might like to, and this is completely optional, come up onto your toes and then drop your heels back. So we're in this kind of position. Or you might want to stay in that hero's pose. Either way, what we're trying to do is get some length through the back body, and this is a great way and a fast way to start to stretch out through the fascia in the legs. What we'll do is take our hands up above our heads, gaze following our hands on the breath in, and releasing, intertwining the fingers and reaching up, relaxing the shoulders, taking another inhalation. On the exhalation, we lean over to our right sides. Breathing into the left side of the lungs as we come into the center. Breathing out, moving over to the left side. Breathing into the right side body as we come back into the center and releasing the hands. Now, if this is starting to burn the back of your feet, that's perfectly normal. So you might like to release at this point and tuck the toes out. Or you might like to stay there as, again, we inhale, reaching up, intertwining the fingers. And this time, as we exhale, we're going to protract our back and bring our arms forward. And inhale, lift. Opening up the heart, slight upper thoracic back bend, gazing up, and exhaling, release. Really pushing those fingers forward, protracting the shoulders like a cat-cow in this seated pose. Now if you can feel your toes, your legs burning, I know I am. We're almost there. And lifting up one final time, releasing the hands gently on the exhalation, coming it down onto the hands and knees, and just gently tapping the feet out to get some blood flow back into the body. And coming back into your tabletop position here. Again, we'll work through some cats, cows. So an inhalation, drop the chest forward, chin up, gaze up towards the ceiling, and on the exhalation, gently protracting those shoulders, lifting up, chin tucked into the chest, and working through this with your own breath pattern, really feeling into your body. Let's practice this one more time. And then coming into the center when you've completed your third cat-cow, bringing your spine into a neutral position. Taking some time here as we're going to work through the wrists, little circles onto the wrists, anti-clockwise and clockwise. And taking the next few moments for a little bit of free form here, getting some movement into the hips, into your shoulders. I like to roll the shoulders and feel out any tight spots here before we get into some flowing this morning. Do what feels good for you here. It's very intuitive. There's no right or wrong. And if you find a tight spot, spend a few seconds breathing in to that tight spot. And coming back into the center. When you're ready, tucking the toes under, lifting the heels up, and coming into your first downward facing dog. And again, with your first downward facing dog, feel into it. Feel. You might want to drop into your heels, gentle twists through the body, just getting out any of that tightness or noticing where you might be feeling tightness into the body. From here, turning the elbows to point slightly towards each other, dropping the chest forward, spreading out the fingers, pushing the ground away with each of your fingers. Take a deep inhalation. Exhale. Inhale. Bringing the feet together, lifting the right foot up behind you, nice and tall. Bend the knee. Retract your shoulders and bring the knee up towards your nose. Popping the foot down next to your right thumb. Dropping the left knee down and coming up into a low lunge. Tapping the fingers, lifting the hands up. Gaze follows if it feels right for you this morning. Just feeling this nice stretch through the left part of the body. Breathe on the exhalation, taking the hands down, lifting the back heel up, bringing the left foot to meet the right foot and coming into a nice forward bend. Inhale, taking your hands onto your shins and lifting your spine nice and long. Chin forwards, and exhale, bend again if you need to into a nice forward fold. And here, take a few moments. Again, you might like to wiggle your heels, stretch them out here. Just use gravity here to allow you to fall into the pose. With the next inhalation, taking your arms out nice and long, lifting gently, hands above the heads, gazing up towards the thumbs and bringing the hands into the heart center. On the exhalation, breathe. Notice how the ground feels beneath you. Taking the hands by the sides. Breathe in, lifting the hands up, gaze following. Hands, palms touching, bringing down towards the heart center. On the exhalation, forward fold. Inhale, lift into a flat back. Exhale, hands onto the ground, taking the right foot back here. Bend the knee and come down into this low lunge position on the left side. Sweep the hands up, lift, gaze follows. And again, strong in the left foot. Hold, adjust your hips so they're facing forward, so they're square. Feel into this. Taking one more deep inhalation. Exhale, hands to the ground, lifting the back foot so the right leg is long off the ground. Left foot goes back to meet the right foot. Drop the knees here. Bend at the elbows. Drop your bum back and bring your chin, chest to the ground. Untuck the toes. Lift up gently here into your cobra position. So feet are flat on the ground. Knees are on the ground. Roll the shoulders back. Gentle gaze up towards the sky. Inhaling here, and on the next exhalation, tuck your toes under, lift with those hips first, and come into your downward facing dog. Breathe. Looking between the thumbs, bringing the feet close together, taking the left foot up behind you, reaching it nice and long, toes pointing, bend the knee, bring it up to your chest, protract the shoulders and hold. Bring that left foot as close to your left thumb as you can. Drop the back right knee, use the fingers to sweep and lift. Gazing up between the palms. Breathe, just feel into your body here. If you spend lots of time at your desk, nice way to release through the hip flexors, slight back bend in the upper body, in the upper back area, the upper back region, really opens up your heart space, giving you some length through the side waist. On the next exhalation, taking the hands down to the ground, lifting the back right foot up, bringing it to meet the left foot, and coming into that forward fold position. Again, you might feel here that you have a little bit more space now in the back of your legs. On your next inhalation, lift up into a flat back. Release, let it go. Head towards the knees. With each exhalation, try and straighten those legs a little bit more and get some more length into that back body. And with your next inhalation, sweeping the arms up and gently rising. Hands above the head, gaze follows. Bringing the hands into the heart center. Again, noticing how it feels. Do you feel a little bit looser, more relaxed? We often go so fast throughout the course of the day that we need to remind ourselves to just notice and slow down. And doing slow asana movement is a great way to come into our body and to allow our mind to be focused and to slow down. Taking the arms by the side again, lifting nice and tall, fully feeling the earth beneath your feet. Sweep the arms up, gaze follows, and with your next exhalation, bring the palms together into the heart, and we drop all the way down into our forward fold. Release the hands, head towards the knees. You might still have a slight bend in your knees here. That's perfectly fine. Inhale, flat back, lift up, pick your head up like a turtle coming out of its shell. Hands back to the ground. We're going to take the left foot back on this occasion. Drop the knee, untuck the toes, sweep the hands down and lift. Strength through the front part of the left shin, through the right foot. Hold, breathe into your heart here, into your heart center. As you exhale, you might want to go a little bit deeper into the stretch through the left side of the body, ensuring that your hips are facing forwards. Inhale, exhale, hands to the ground, lifting that back foot up, leg nice and long. We are going to move our right foot to meet our left foot, so we're in a plank position here, holding nice and tall, one straight line between the tip of your head to your toes. Drop the knees now, bend the elbows, lean back like you're going into a child's pose, and then slither the chest, chin through into an upward facing dog or a cobra. I'm still in a cobra here. Looking up if you like, ensuring that your index knuckles are still pressing the ground away. And then turning your toes, coming up into a downward facing dog. Make any adjustments here, but we will drop down from here into a child's pose. Just relax and breathe. Lifting back up into that tabletop position now. I'm walking towards the front of your mat, and this is where your blocks might come in handy. I like to stay on my toes here as I practice some of my back bending and a camel's pose. So we're going to do a little bit more work through the back line of the body. I might like to place a block between your feet at level 2, or you could do it at level 1, whatever feels right for you. If you are hyper flexible, you can untuck your toes, and again, if you'd like that stability, you can place a block between your ankles. You can even place a block here between your thighs, if that helps you. So we will start with putting our hands on our lower back region, like so, tucking the elbows in as much as we can. We'll stay in this position here. We're going to inhale and push those hips forward and lean those shoulders back gently. You don't want to overstretch your lower back here. Really opening up the heart, letting go of that tension in the shoulders and the front part, back part of your shoulders. And just breathe. And when you feel that that's enough for you, you can come back down into a seated position here and just rest. Taking that time to rest. Now I'm going to practice this 2 more times. So if that's our first part, or up into our camel pose, if that's enough for you today, and that's where your body goes, that's enough for you today. So we don't want to over extend ourselves to the point of uncomfortableness when we practice our asanas. We want to feel into our body and do what feels right for us. And that could look very different on every single day. So coming back into your camel pose. If that feels right for you, you might want to reach one arm back to start off with. So if you need to, we stay here, reach one arm back or two arms back, and push your chest out. Head drops. Open up that heart. Breathe and stay for what feels right for you. And when you need to, popping the hands onto the lower back and again coming down to seated position and just resting. And then try that one last time, again, whatever feels right for you. Another way that you can do this is you start from this seated position. Push those hips forward, make sure that core is engaged, pushing the hips forward and lifting. So we come from here and lift it up and out. But if that doesn't work for you, you come up from this kneeled position, taking the hands back, pushing those hips forward, opening up the heart, and reaching to see if you can get to the back of your heels. Or if you need to, reach the back of your heels and then push your hips forward. Lifting gently out of the pose, supporting that lower back, and coming down into that seated position. Taking your hands to your knees and resting. From this position, popping your hands down by your side, cross your legs and untuck them, pop them in front of you. We're going to come down into some gentle spinal twisting to decompress through that back area. So if you'd like to work your core, we take the hands out in front of us, engage those stomach muscles, squeeze, release, release, release until you come all the way down to the ground. Hands down by your side, taking the legs long, bending the right knee to start off with, taking the left ankle over the right knee and lifting it up into a laid down pigeon position. Trying to open up that left outer hip. Just turn around on this side, left outer hip. And trying to use the strength in your muscles rather than use your hand, which you can do if you need to. But see if you can just use your muscles and connect that brain to the muscle so it can open up the hip area itself. Taking the arms out into a cactus position. We want to lean now over towards our right, coming into a gentle twist until our left foot touches the ground. You should feel a nice stretch through this outer left hip. If you'd like, you can take either hand, just gently open it, really feel the stretch here, breathe into it and gently gaze over towards your left, over your left shoulder if that feels right for your neck this morning. Release the grip on your inner thigh, back into cactus and gently lifting the feet back into the laid down pigeon position. Release the feet to the ground, taking your right foot over your left, your right ankle over your left knee, opening it up, gently lifting your left foot off the ground, feeding your hand to the back of the thigh or onto the shin, whatever feels right for you. And whilst we have this pushing movement in, or this pulling movement in, we're trying to open up that outer right hip area by pointing the right kneecap out and away from our body. Releasing the hands, if you like, and starting to gently twist over towards the left side, allowing the left foot to touch the ground. Again, gazing over the right shoulder, and if you like, we take our left hand, gently open up this right hip area and breathe. Your next inhalation, lifting up and bringing feet back into the center, knees over the hips. Pop your arms around your knees, your shins, and give yourself a nice squeeze. You might like to massage in little circles over your lower back, left and right, or clockwise and anti-clockwise. And with the next inhalation and exhalation, gently lower your feet to the ground. Extend the legs as we prepare for our Shavasana. Palms facing up. Taking a few moments here to come back into your body. Notice how it feels now. And staying in this Shavasana for as long as it feels right for you today. Allow yourself to relax and to reap the benefits of your practice today. Thank you for practicing with me. Until next time, stay love and light.